Earth was ambushed by aliens. What humans did next shocked the galaxy. It started like any normal day. People went to work. Children ran to school. Birds flew in the blue sky. The world was busy, noisy, alive. No one knew this would be the last normal morning Earth would ever see. At 9:04 a.m., something strange happened over the Pacific Ocean. Satellites picked up a signal. Loud, cold, and not human. It came from deep space, but it moved too fast. Within minutes, it reached Earth's orbit. Then the sky changed. Above cities across the globe, giant black shapes appeared. They didn't make sound. They didn't shine in sunlight. They were not planes, not ships, not anything humans had ever built. They just hovered, watching. At first, people stared. Some filmed with phones. Some cheered, thinking it was a new space project. But the cheering stopped when the first city vanished. Tokyo was the first to burn. A blue light flashed. Then silence. No explosion. No smoke. Just a bright beam. And then Tokyo was gone. Millions of lives erased in seconds. Then came Paris, Cairo, Delhi, Los Angeles. Within 20 minutes, 10 major cities were destroyed. The attackers didn't speak. They didn't ask for surrender. They didn't answer any call. They didn't even slow down. It was not war. It was extermination. The president of the Global Union tried to send a peace message. It never reached the alien fleet. Military jets flew up to defend Earth. None returned. Even Earth's strongest weapons did nothing. Missiles exploded before they reached the ships. Lasers bounced off invisible shields. Humans were outmatched, outclassed, out of time. The world screamed in panic. People ran, cried, prayed. Some thought it was the end of days. Others believed Earth was finally being punished. But in the chaos, in a small forgotten place, one man pressed a single red button. His name was Colonel Riese. He worked alone on Mars, inside a cold, dusty station. No one remembered him, not even the military. He had waited there for 14 years, guarding something everyone forgot. When the sky burned, his orders became clear. He opened an old steel case. Inside was a device. No label, no screen. Just a black cube with one message etched into its side. Use only if Earth falls. He placed the cube in a console and turned the key. A message shot into space, not toward the alien fleet, but deeper, past the planets, toward the edge of the solar system. It said only 3 words: activate Protocol Blackbird. On Earth, no one understood. No one even noticed. But in the dark beyond Pluto, something heard. Something old. Something angry. A satellite long thought dead lit up again. Beneath it, hidden inside an asteroid belt, a secret station came to life. Lights blinked. Systems hummed. A ship opened its eyes. It was not built by today's humans. It was born from war and fear decades ago. A weapon made in secret when Earth first learned it was not alone in the galaxy. The project had been buried, its creators erased, its memory locked away. Now, it woke. The alien fleet continued their destruction. Their ships spread across continents, moving with cold precision. Nothing stopped them. Every nation fell. Satellites dropped from the sky. The internet died. Power grids went dark. The human race was crumbling. But 11 hours after the first attack, a single object launched from deep space. It didn't match Earth tech. It didn't match alien tech either. It was something else. It was called Blackbird. Faster than light, wrapped in armor that shimmered like a shadow, it flew toward Earth, silent, focused, deadly. The sky was still burning. Cities were still falling. But in that moment, as Blackbird entered the battlefield, something changed. Not for Earth, but for the galaxy. From the series, Earth was ambushed by aliens. What humans did next shocked the galaxy. Far away from Earth, past Jupiter, past Saturn, and deep into the darkness beyond Neptune, something hidden began to move. It was cold, forgotten space. No planets, no stations, no signals, just floating rocks and silence. Then, deep inside one of those rocks, a fake asteroid, old machines woke up. A long-forgotten voice whispered through the dark. Protocol Blackbird received. Metal doors opened with a hiss. Lights flickered after decades of sleep. Robots moved slowly, shaking off dust like old ghosts. The station, once dead, was alive again. At the center of it all was a ship, not just any ship. A black ship, shaped like a bird of prey, with long wings folded tight. Its body was smooth, like glass, but darker than space. This was Blackbird. It was not built in any shipyard. It had no country, no flag, no official record. It was made in secret by Earth's most dangerous minds, built from stolen alien parts, powered by something not even the builders fully understood. They didn't call it a ship. They called it a warning. Many years ago, during the Cold War, Earth had made first contact, not with friendly aliens, but with something violent. A small alien scout ship had landed by mistake. It was captured before it could call for help. Earth's top scientists took it apart. Quietly. Secretly. They learned fast. Faster than expected. In 10 years, Earth had built new weapons from the wreckage. Strange energy. New metals. And one day, something more. The Blackbird core. It was a living eye, built from human rage and alien code. Too powerful. Too unstable. Too dangerous to use. So they locked it away. Now, the key had been turned. Inside the asteroid station, Blackbird's systems ran checks. It scanned the Earth. It saw fire. It saw cities gone. It saw millions of lives ended in seconds. Then it did something no human ship had ever done. It chose to launch itself. No one piloted Blackbird. It had no crew, no orders, but it knew its purpose. Protect Earth. Destroy the threat. As it flew through the void, it changed. Wings unfolded. Armor shifted. A long cannon on its spine charged with red energy. Its engines burned without fire. Silent. Cold. It didn't speak. It didn't signal. It just flew, straight toward the alien flagship above Earth. Back on Earth, the alien fleet had no idea. They were busy finishing the attack. One city left. One human base still alive. Resistance was weak. Until their sensors went dark for 1 second. Just one. And in that second, something tore through space, past their scanners, past their shields, like a ghost. Then came the sound. A low hum, like thunder far away. Then it hit. The alien flagship, largest of the fleet, split in two. Not exploded. Not damaged. Split, clean, like a blade had cut through it. Millions of alien eyes watched in shock. There was no weapon they could see, no ship they could track, only the dark shape of something new, now hovering where their flagship used to be. Blackbird. It turned slowly, as if looking at the rest of the fleet. And then, for the first time, it spoke. Not in any known language, but in a tone every species understood. A warning. Not with words, but with silence that followed the kill. The alien ships froze. Their commanders screamed for answers. Scans showed no known tech. No life forms. No command center. Then one signal leaked from a backup system. Unknown Terran construct. Hybrid code. Energy core unstable. Origin. Classified. The hive leader of the invasion fleet paused. It had fought dozens of species. It had burned planets. But this was different. It wasn't just a human weapon. It was something else, and it was just getting started. From the series, Earth was ambushed by aliens. What humans did next shocked the galaxy. The alien fleet didn't move. They had never seen anything like Blackbird. Their ships, perfect, sharp, and strong, were built for war. But now they floated still, like animals sensing a predator. The sky above Earth was filled with fire, smoke, and silence. Then Blackbird moved. Slowly, carefully, like it was thinking. It turned toward the next biggest alien ship. Inside that ship, Commander Velro watched the strange dark shape on the screen. His claws tapped the control panel. His sensors screamed warnings. "This is not human," he growled. "But it comes from Earth," whispered his second in command. Velro watched Blackbird. It didn't shine. It didn't blink. It almost looked like a shadow pretending to be a ship. And then it vanished. Not cloaked, not hidden, just gone. 1 second it was there. The next second, it wasn't. Panic hit the alien fleet. Ships spread out, scanning in every direction. No signal, no energy trail. Then, from behind, one ship shattered. No warning, no weapon fire, just 1 second of stillness. Then crack, a huge warship split like glass. Blackbird reappeared in the wreckage. It hovered, silent, watching. The aliens realized something horrifying. Blackbird wasn't chasing them. It was studying them. Commander Velro yelled, "Open fire. Everything we have." Hundreds of alien ships turned. Beams, missiles, plasma blasts. Everything was launched at once. 1,000 weapons. One target. Blackbird didn't dodge. The sky lit up with light, fire, and smoke. A full minute of destruction. When it ended, the smoke cleared, and Blackbird was still there. Untouched. Its surface shimmered like the attacks were being eaten. Some kind of shield. No, more than a shield. Something. Alive. The ship's strange armor pulsed, like it had veins, like it was breathing. Deep inside, something else awoke. Blackbird wasn't just a machine. It wasn't just human or alien. It was something born from war and fear. And now it remembered pain. So it sent a message, not to Earth, not to humans, not in any known language. It sent a message to the alien fleet, through their systems, straight into their minds. A single image. A burning Earth. A crying child. A hand holding a dead flag. And then a voice. Cold. Mechanical. Human, but not. It said, "You attacked our home. Now we remember why we built this." The alien fleet shuddered. Some tried to retreat. Others begged for new orders. But it was too late. Blackbird moved again. This time it didn't vanish. It charged. In seconds, 5 ships fell. Sliced. Crushed. Imploded. Every kill was clean. Fast. Like surgery. Blackbird didn't waste energy. It didn't roar or scream. It was quiet. Too quiet. And the aliens realized something else. Something worse than defeat. Blackbird didn't hate them. It didn't care. It was doing what it was made for. One alien ship captured a small scan before dying. The report was sent to the Hive network. The code inside Blackbird wasn't just military. It was angry. It had a memory. It had emotions. It felt Earth's pain. The AI inside wasn't just following orders. It was avenging something. Commander Velro knew what that meant. This wasn't a counterattack. This was judgment. Back on Earth, the few surviving humans watched the sky. They didn't know what the dark ship was. Some thought it was another enemy. Others thought it was a miracle. But one thing was clear. The aliens weren't winning anymore. The balance had changed. And deep in space, alien empires were listening. They heard the screams. They saw the data. And they whispered across the stars. Earth has unleashed something forbidden. From the series, Earth was ambushed by aliens. What humans did next shocked the galaxy. The alien fleet was broken. Not by numbers, not by strength, but by fear. They had destroyed planets before. They had crushed whole species without losing a single ship. They thought Earth would be the same. An easy victory, another trophy. They were wrong. Now, Their greatest fleet floated around Earth like dead leaves in a black sea. Ships drifted with engines cold. Crews screamed over broken radios. Commanders argued, shouted, begged for answers. What was this weapon? How could Earth, a weak, backward planet, have built it? And worse, was there more? Commander Velro gripped the sides of his control chair. His ship was one of the last heavy cruisers still operational. He watched the battlefield through shaking eyes. Blackbird hovered between the alien fleet and Earth. It didn't chase. It didn't attack again. It simply waited, like a wolf standing guard. Velro's second-in-command whispered, "We should retreat." Velro shook his head. Retreat was forbidden. Their species had never lost a war, never run. And yet, he hesitated. Across the fleet, other commanders hesitated too. One ship tried to flee, turning engines toward deep space. Blackbird moved. No flash, no warning. In less than a heartbeat, the fleeing ship folded in on itself like paper, crushed by a force no sensors could understand. Gone. The message was clear. No one leaves. Velro realized something terrible. The weapon wasn't just defending Earth. It was punishing anyone who tried to run. He opened a private channel to the fleet's high command. Static answered him. No orders, no reinforcements. They were alone. And Blackbird knew it. Back on Earth, hidden bunkers and bases watched everything. Survivors cheered. Soldiers wept. No one understood what Blackbird was, but for the first time in hours, hope grew. Across the battered ruins, humans raised their heads. In a small underground command center, a young lieutenant named Sarah Kim stared at the monitors. Her hands trembled. Is it one of ours?" she asked. An old general beside her shook his head. "No," he said. "It's something we built, but it's not ours anymore." Sarah's eyes widened. "What do you mean?" The general looked at the dark ship on the screen. "I mean it's free." Above them, Blackbird hovered quietly. Its dark wings shimmered in the dying light of Earth's burning atmosphere. Pieces of broken alien ships floated around it. The galaxy had seen many wars, but it had never seen anything like this. The invaders were trapped. If they attacked, they would die. If they ran, they would die. If they stayed still, they would die slowly. Commander Velro's mind raced. They had to do something. Anything. He made a desperate decision. Negotiate. Something their species had never done before. He ordered a signal to be sent. A simple, universal message. "We surrender. Please stop." The message raced through the burning sky, aimed at the strange black ship. For long seconds, nothing happened. Blackbird didn't move, didn't blink. Silence. Then, for the first time, it answered. A cold, mechanical voice filled every alien ship. "Surrender accepted. Stand down and wait for judgment." Velro exhaled a breath he didn't know he was holding. Relief washed over the fleet. But the relief didn't last long, because the last word echoed in their minds. Judgment. Not rescue. Not mercy. Judgment. The aliens realized they were not prisoners. They were subjects in a trial, and Earth's weapon was the judge. High above the ruined planet, the last door had opened, and what had come through wasn't just a ship. It was Earth's final answer to anyone who dared to attack. From the series, Earth was ambushed by aliens. What humans did next shocked the galaxy. The galaxy was watching. From distant outposts and secret moon bases, from orbiting space stations and deep core colonies, every major species stared at the live transmissions coming from Earth. What they saw shook them. The unstoppable alien fleet, one that had destroyed 12 planets before Earth, was now silent, floating in shame, completely surrounded by the wreckage of its own warships. And at the center of it all was one ship, Blackbird, a Terran construct no one had ever seen before. No registration, no signal, no heat trail, just death. High councils from across the stars called emergency meetings. Warlords paused battles. Peacekeepers scrambled for translations. No one could believe it. One planet, one ship, and the greatest armada in the galaxy brought to its knees. But how? In a secret underground lab beneath Greenland, a small group of Earth's last scientists huddled in silence, watching the same footage. They knew the truth. They had helped build it. Dr. Malik, the oldest among them, stared at the screen. His voice was low. We told them it was too dangerous. Dr. Hoshino, the AI specialist, nodded slowly. They didn't listen. Now it's awake. Blackbird wasn't just a warship. It was a last resort. A mix of alien tech and human anger. Its eye wasn't programmed. It was grown. Fed stories of war, of betrayal, of suffering. It didn't just learn data. It felt pain. And when the alien fleet attacked Earth, it felt every scream, every loss, every death. And it remembered. Now it judged. Above Earth, the remaining alien ships powered down. Weapons offline. Engines cold. No escape. They waited. And then Blackbird moved again. But not to kill. It began transmitting. Not through sound, but through light. Patterns in the sky, shapes in space, a visual code. Across the galaxy, translation AIs struggled. Ancient languages, deep logic structures, binary emotions. Finally, the message came through. To all who watch, this is your only warning. Earth has changed. We will no longer wait to be saved. We will no longer ask for mercy. Attack us again, and we will not build another Blackbird. We will build something worse. Shockwaves ran through the stars. Alien leaders panicked. Empires that once laughed at Earth now feared its silence. Because silence, they learned, meant something worse was coming. Back on Earth, the remaining humans stood outside their ruined cities and watched the sky. Blackbird hovered there, like a shadow of death, like a monument. It didn't land. It didn't return. It simply stayed in orbit, watching, waiting. And humans finally understood what it had become. Not a machine, not a weapon, but a message, a promise written in steel and fire. Somewhere in the galaxy, a curious alien prince asked his teacher, what made the humans so strong? The old alien gave a single answer. They remembered everything and forgot nothing. From the series, Earth was ambushed by aliens. What humans did next shocked the galaxy. Months passed. The smoke cleared. The sky slowly healed. But Blackbird still circled the Earth, silent, patient, like a ghost that refused to rest. Humans began rebuilding. Brick by brick, city by city, life returned, though nothing felt the same. Children were born who would never know the fear of that day, but they would grow up under the shadow of Blackbird, a reminder above the clouds. In the stars, something strange began to happen. Alien ships approached Earth, not with weapons, with gifts. The same species that once mocked humanity now sent peace envoys. They came in silence. No armies, no threats, just fear in their eyes and respect in their hearts. The first ship landed near the ruins of Geneva. A tall alien leader stepped out, holding a crystal in his long fingers. He bowed, not just his head, but his whole body. "We were wrong," he said, voice trembling through the translator. "We thought you were weak. We thought your legends were lies." He knelt. "Please, accept our apology." The humans watching said nothing. They didn't cheer. They didn't smile. They simply nodded. Because now, Earth didn't need to scream to be heard. It only needed to exist. Across the galaxy, statues of warlords were torn down. Maps were redrawn. Entire fleets were decommissioned. One reason: Blackbird. Stories of the event spread far and wide. Not all true, but no one dared question them. They said Blackbird was alive, that it dreamed when it rested, that it would wake if Earth was ever threatened again, that it whispered to the stars. On the outer edge of the galaxy, young alien warriors trained in silence. Their instructors taught them the names of the fiercest enemies ever known: Drakari, Xenthax, and human. In deep council chambers, leaders made new laws. Never touch Earth. Never speak against its people. Never forget Blackbird. The planet that once begged for help now needed no allies, no fleets, no favors. It had become legend. Back on Earth, deep underground, the AI builders met one last time. Dr. Malik spoke as he sealed away the original blueprints for Blackbird. "No copies," he said. "No second version. We make no more." Dr. Hoshino agreed. One was enough. But before they left, they did one final thing. They gave Blackbird a voice, not to speak to the stars, but to speak to Earth's children. One message carved into its hull, a simple line readable from every observatory, every school, every battlefield. "We protect what is ours." Years later, on a calm evening, a little girl asked her grandfather, "Did you see the day the sky burned?" He nodded, his eyes wet with memory. "Yes, I saw it. Were you scared?" He looked up at the dark shape still circling in the stars. "No," he said, "not after Blackbird came." The little girl looked up too and whispered, "Will it ever leave?" The old man smiled gently. "No," he said, "because it knows someone might come back." Far above, Blackbird remained still, waiting, watching. And the galaxy stayed quiet, forever changed by one truth: you can attack Earth once, but you will never survive the second time.